I got permission to talk about this, so I friggin' will. So you and you and I were walking down, and we see this sex shop, and I was like, "Now I am a woman of science. We must investigate." And you was like, "Indeed, quite." So we go in. We go in! Bro, they had so many butts. They had so many butts! Oh my god, I don't think any of them twerked though. You know the Pornhub one that twerks from like 10 years ago or something? I don't know if they twerked. I didn't check. The shop lady was there and I was just kind of nervous. Oh my god, bro. They had a dick that was like literally like this big. Like maybe bigger. It was like literally this, and it was thicker than this too. I'm like, what the hell is that for? What the hell? Someone's trying to die. That shouldn't be allowed. That should be like a self-harm tool, man. Shouldn't be legal. Why are random homies catching strays? So anyway, they had a lot of stuff. It was kind of crazy. And then they had like swings. They had like things you can tie yourself up and shibari. And then as we were leaving, I look at the door on our way out, and I'm like, wait. They do Uber Eats. They do Uber Eats! Could you imagine? First of all, when they go to pick up, like, you know, I feel like the idea of buying these things online is like, you want it to be discreet, you know? You don't want people to know what you're buying. You don't want people to see your face when you're buying it. So they like, I would imagine they'd put it in like, kind of like Japan when you buy tampons. They like put it in like a little paper bag, and then they put it in a black bag, and they're like, you have never bought this before in your life. No woman ever bleeds. In case you didn't know, that's what happens when you buy tampons in Japan. And then I would imagine it comes like that, right? When you get a delivery. However, Uber Eats, they have to go to the place to pick it up. So they're gonna know what you get or what kind of thing you're getting. And if you're ordering that big ol' they're gonna know! They're gonna be like, what the heck? And if you're desperate enough to order it on Uber Eats, like you can't wait for like a UPS package or something, that means you're about to get it on in like 30 minutes. You're expecting to, you know. So the poor Uber driver comes to deliver your stuff like, oh god. You answer in your freaking sweatpants and you're all hot and heavy. Ew! Oh my god, man. That, or you know what? You know how they have like those scenarios where like usually it's a pizza man or something, but like the delivery driver comes and you're like, oh my, I don't know if I can pay this. How am I gonna repay you? I don't have any cash on me. You know that? Maybe that's what they're expecting. Maybe they're like, maybe if I buy a bunch of lube and Uber Eats it to my house. I'm sorry, I don't have any tip. Maybe you can give me yours. I'm just saying, okay? Kind of a good line. I'm not fantasizing about anything! If I was, I would have mentioned Loki at some point, and I didn't. For 3 months. I want the delivery to know I'm the bigger freak. And by bigger, you mean that you ordered the big guy. That thing was crazy, bro. I still can't believe it. It had balls and everything. It did! It was crazy! It had balls. They had... Wait! They had... Oh my god, they had like a big wall of like a pee-pee. And then they had some that juice came out. Like you could pump them full of stuff and it would pump you full of stuff. What was I doing there, science? What do you mean, what was I doing there? Research, duh. Duh.